Hello and welcome to Spring 2017 at Cal State Fullerton. My name is Professor Volker Janssen, and this video is meant to introduce you to the all-online version of History 180, the American History Survey. Let me describe some of the features of this website so that you have an easier start on the course. If you have any questions, of course, you are more than welcome to contact your course administrator, Michael Greenberg, who is a middle school teacher here in Orange County and is currently receiving his MA in history. Or you can contact me at this address down here. You also ought to be aware that I have office hours Tuesdays and Thursdays and can see you in person at this time. Or you can arrange for a Zoom conference web meeting with me where I have my own conference site. So with that said, let me describe the course site. Here on the top right, you have what all titanium course sites offer: access and connections to student services. Whether you need help with IT, or whether you need help with writing, or whether you need disability support services, this is the place where you can find relevant information and contacts. Here on the top left, you have assignments and activities organized by category. So if you want to have access to a particular lesson, this is where you can go and you find them all listed at your convenience. You have your gradebook here in the top left. This gradebook shows you all the different things that you will complete over the course of the semester. And bear in mind that the grades that you see here in the total calculate based on what you have completed, not on all assignments. So, for example, if you just complete 2 quizzes and both of them are 100%, the gradebook will tell you that you are at 100% score. But of course, by the end of the semester, I will look at everything you've done, and if you've only done 2 quizzes, you will not get an A. So keep that in mind as you look at the gradebook. But other than that, the gradebook is set up and gives you an idea of which grade you are headed towards. Let's go further down here. I already introduced your course administrator, Michael Greenberg, here. Please email him first. He is your first point of contact for all technical, logistical questions. I said technical, I actually don't mean technical. For technical questions, you ought to go to the IT help desk. But for questions regarding the course, please go and see Michael Greenberg at this email address. And with historical questions in particular, I'd be more than happy to answer them, so please reach out to me. This little video here is my own introduction to you, where I will tell you about my own path to history. And what I would like you to do as one of the first things in this course is to introduce yourself and post a video or photo or something else that tells the rest of the class who you are. This is an online course, so we will not ever really get to meet, and this is one of the ways in which we can maybe break up the anonymity. Here is the syllabus as a Word document, and here are all the syllabus features, also accessible as individual clicks. The required course materials is one of the important ones you want to look at. Please bear in mind that when you buy Eric Foner's Give Me Liberty in American History, you make sure it is the 5th edition and that it has 28 chapters. The 28 chapters indicates that it is a combined volume. Amazon.com doesn't have this book yet, but our bookstores here on campus, Titan Bookstore and Little Professor's Bookstore, right on Placentia Avenue, they have that book. You can also buy the ebook, and I'm showing you a link to where you can buy that ebook here on this course site in a little bit. Another important one that you will want to see are the course requirements. This site describes the things that you need to do to get a grade in this course. It begins with introduction, the completion of learning modules, the completion of writing activities, the completion, this is important, of discussion forums, the completion of document quizzes or document interpretations, and the completion of inquisitive testing activities, which are connected specifically to Eric Foner's textbook. So make sure that you have that book, otherwise you will have a hard time completing that part of the assignments. These other features are all equally important to look at. I want to point out one more important syllabus component, and that is my policy on academic dishonesty, which is, of course, the campus policy for academic dishonesty. You will receive an F for the course whenever you start copying, writing from other students, from other websites, or from other written materials. It doesn't matter whether you got a lot of points for this or not. It doesn't matter whether it was well stolen or whether it was poorly copied. You will receive an F. Online courses make it particularly tempting to take shortcuts on the writing. And I want to warn you against this, because over my 15 years or so in teaching, I have developed a pretty good nose for what is stolen material or not, and I have found a lot of very creative, good ways of proving that. So please do not be tempted. Do not copy any postings from other students, claim them as your own. Do not use paper mills, because I can find those as well. Do not use written text, because I can locate them also. And do not, of course, go to websites which are the laziest way of stealing and the easiest way of finding your abuse of this honesty principle. So please be honest, do your work. It always is better to get a C that is honestly earned than an F that you really could have avoided. So those are the most important parts of these of the syllabus features. Here, further down, is a discussion of grading criteria and the features of the module components. They describe what the module lessons are about, what the inquisitive test activities are about, the document readings and quizzes, writing assignments, and the discussion boards. So you can find all this here. Take your time and read through this so that you don't find yourself surprised later on. The main meat of the course, of course, are the modules. Every module shows you the deadline, the chapters you need to read, and then begins with a lineup of the learning outcomes, what I would like you to accomplish within that module. And then it takes you to a lesson. A lesson consists of an introduction, a chapter summary, videos, graphs, maps, a couple of different activities, and then at the end, a comprehension question. For the first 7 modules, these comprehension questions are short essay questions. They can be quite short. You don't have to write a ton here, but just something in written form needs to be delivered. Please note that you do not get a grade on this written submission until we have actually had the chance to read and grade it. So when you complete it and it says 0 points, don't be surprised or worried. It just takes some time for us to read your work. The inquisitive assessment you can access here. When you click this button, it will take you to the WW Norton website where it loads your questions, and of course it recognizes me as the instructor, so you won't see your own interface here, but this is where you'll complete your questions. And then you will look at documents that are also part of the textbook. You can open this document, read it right here. These are 4 documents, 2 for every chapter. And then in the document quiz, you will answer, I will not do this now, a series of questions, 8 questions. You have 12 minutes to complete this. This is where you can demonstrate your skills at interpreting a document and understanding it in the context of its time. If you feel uncertain about how to read a source, note that I have a primer on source interpretation up here that will help you. You also, on various occasions, have to complete a discussion board. For example, here is one. Do American Indians deserve reparations? I give you the context of the question, I pose the question, and then what I would like you to do is to engage with the historical detail of that question and connect it to the present. You can see that the question of reparations relates the history of American Indians to our present situation and what to do about it presently. That means you need to know a little bit something about what's happening today and, of course, what happened in the past. That is the heart of these discussion board assignments. You can go up here and find that you have 5 of these assignments after our own news forum and our introduction forum. The learning forums are in module 2, 4, 6, 11, and 14. And you can see most of these questions, all of these questions, in fact, require you to apply your historical thinking and make history matter for the present. That's the point of that assignment. In addition, and finally, you have a series of writing activities. These writing activities don't need to be all that complicated. The main thing is that you read the instructions carefully. So here is a set of instructions, a challenge, and if you have read these instructions carefully, you will find out at the end that all you need to do here is actually not write an essay, but just create a graphic of this kind drawn from this particular prompt. That's all you need to do. It's not difficult, but it's the first step of what I call a scaffolded writing activity. So you will complete a series of these activities. They don't get a lot of points, but they accumulate. So you have another one here in week 5, writing activity B. That's about gathering ideas for an essay. Again, you can go up here, go to the assignments, and you can see that your writing activities are in module 3, module 5, module 7, module 10, and module 13. Number 4, or rather writing activity D, that is the midterm, and the other ones all are worth about 1 point. The midterm is worth 10 points. And you can see they don't necessarily all require writing essays. They require the completion of steps towards writing an essay. Of course, at the end, you have a final. I'm going to walk you down here all the way. And you can see the final is posted here. It's due on Monday morning after finals week. So you have some time to prepare. And it draws on materials related to World War II and the post-war years, which are module 12 and 13. So that's it in a nutshell. Let me quickly also show you what these lessons look like. So I'm going to click a lesson here. You have an outline. As you can see, you can click the chapter outline. Usually you have me against an image here with a little bit of extra loud music in the background, explaining the essence of that chapter. Then you see other little videos that speak to the topics covered in this chapter. Down here is another chapter outline. That's not a very flattering view. And further down here, you have things like infographics that try to give you visual illustrations of historical processes. So this is the course site. I hope you'll have fun with this site. I know you may be reluctant accepting that word because this looks like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work. But over time, I hope you will find yourself getting engaged in history and seeing the value of this historical way of thinking, and maybe even want to think about getting history as a minor, adding it to your current major. It's a good idea. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to help you understand how that can be done and how that can significantly improve your chances at a rewarding career after college. So I look forward to working with you, and have a good day.